Using AI to write your VA Nexus letter can feel like a shortcut. But that shortcut can get your claim denied, and it can raise questions about your evidence you never meant to raise. I'm Brad Hennings. Before I joined Chisholm Chisholm Kilpatrick, I served as a veterans law judge at the Board of Veterans' Appeals. I read private medical opinions every single day. Let me walk you through what happens when an opinion is generated by software. Here's the core problem. VA does not weigh a medical opinion by how confident it sounds. It weighs the reasoning behind it. The Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims said this plainly in a case called Nieves-Rodriguez. The court held that, quote, most of the probative value of a medical opinion comes from its reasoning, end quote. In plain terms, the value of that opinion is in the why, not the signature at the bottom. The court has made this point in different ways. In Rional versus Brown, it held that an opinion built on an inaccurate fact has no probative value at all. In Steffel versus Nicholson, it said an opinion has to actually support its conclusion with analysis a non-doctor can follow. As a veterans law judge, I read these opinions every day. The strong ones did the work. They demonstrated a real examination, a careful review of the record, and reasoning I could follow. But the weak ones announced themselves too. The same sentence structures, the same boilerplate, a conclusion that could have been pasted onto any claim with that diagnosis from a provider who never examined or really knew the veteran's record. You could tell, and all of that was before AI. What AI has done is make that kind of opinion faster and cheaper to produce. Picture an AI drafted letter. The software generates the reasoning. A physician signs it. But that reasoning was not the physician's own independent medical judgment. That's exactly the gap I was trained to find. And the situation may be getting even more challenging for AI evidence. First, VA has built a tool to detect fraud in medical questionnaires. The tool searches for patterns, like boilerplate language, templated phrasing, and the same wording showing up across different claims. AI-generated letters tend to look exactly like that. And a flag can trigger a brand new examination that potentially changes your rating. Second, the law itself is moving. Federal courts are studying a proposed rule that would require AI-generated evidence to pass a reliability test before it's accepted. That rule's not final, but it tells you where all of this is heading. So that AI shortcut can boomerang. Instead of strengthening your claim, it can flag your evidence, trigger a re-examination, and cost you credibility with the very people deciding your case. One of the things that troubles me most is that this does not affect only the veterans using these platforms. Adjudicators are growing more skeptical of private medical evidence across the board. So a veteran who did everything right, a real opinion from a real doctor or clinician who reviewed the whole file, can face doubt created by other people's shortcuts. The veterans hurt most are often the ones doing it right. So what should you do instead? AI is a tool. We use AI tools in our practice here. The question is not whether AI has a role. The question is who is accountable when the tool gets it wrong. Make sure the answer is a real person who reviewed your file and stands behind your evidence. First suggestion, get a real medical opinion. That means a qualified provider who reviews your records, considers your history, and explains, in their own words, why your condition is connected to your service. That reasoning is what carries weight. Second, if you are already using one of these AI platforms, ask the physician or clinician who signs your opinion 3 questions. Did you personally review my records? Can you explain this reasoning in your own words? And did you actually examine me where that's required? If the answer is no, that opinion may not carry the weight you are paying for. Third, consider accredited representation. Only VA-accredited attorneys, agents, and veteran service organizations are authorized to represent you. They work within professional rules and real oversight. Accredited veteran service organizations will help you at no cost. You do not need to pay a subscription to a platform to get started. Thanks for watching.